Actually, I really like the formula you gave to us. You
Yes.
know, the number one, it comes out of being 100% response, carry the responsibility for our lives. I
Yes.
think if one has that in mind, that I'm responsible for my own life, it will make us respond to different situations in a different way. And then you gave us the formula, E plus R equals O. So event
Uh-huh.
plus the response
Uh-huh.
gives us the outcome,
Yes. Yes.
because many times it's the way we respond to certain things that we don't carry the responsibility. Either we blame others, we blame our parents, we blame the church, we blame the pastor, everything. We always find to push it somewhere else, or we complain, or we give excuses, or not this year, maybe next, or not this month. So if we can change that, if we can take that out from our mentality, we could get so many things done. If we could block this out of us, stopping in blaming, but
Yes.
instead of blaming, that what can I do right now? What can I start now? Than sitting down blaming situations, or even now blaming the shutdown. Oh, I can't do anything. There is a shutdown. But there are so many people who are doing a lot of things in this shutdown situation.
Yes.
So that was very encouraging.
Thank you very much. That is brilliant. Is there anybody else wants to add on? Okay. So this is our third session. The very first session we talked a bit about failure and learning to use failure as a stepping stone to our success. And then we also talked about the law of the rubber band, that we must be willing to be stretched to become useful, because that's the only time the rubber band is only useful after it's been stretched. If it's not stretched, we don't see the use of it. So today, as part of the 15 valuable laws of, and for those of you who can actually buy the book, because with these sessions, we never will be able to touch everything. People who can buy the book on Amazon, please do, because it is such a valuable book, because I can only do so much. I will not be able to touch on everything. You can read for yourself. I mean, if you look at it, I've got notes, I've got stickies, I've got everything. And despite the fact I've read it 2 or 3 times, if I have got to talk to you, I always go back to make sure that I'm always fresh. So it's good, for you to have the book yourself. So today we're going to be talking about one of the laws that I really do love. And I like this law because most people are still unaware of where their callings are, where their giftings are, where their abilities are, where they are in their life compared to where they want to go. Lots of people are still a bit unclear. So most of us go to school, which is their paradigm in the part of the world that we come from, that you've got to go to school, go to university, get a college education or university, get a qualification, and then start to work, and hopefully that will look after you. Consequently, lots of us fail to know ourselves properly, because we've kind of told the line that is being dictated to us by society. And consequently, lots of us are doing things that we're not happy about, or we're not enthusiastic about, or we're not keen. We just get up and go. We've got no joy. So the law of awareness is important for those kind of reasons, for you to know yourself, really. So the law of awareness, you must know yourself. You must be aware of yourself to grow yourself. You must know you, because no one can produce great things who is not thoroughly sincere in dealing with himself. You must know you. You must know where your power is. And when I say power, I'm not thinking about, I don't know, juju power or anything, but where your strength is, where your ability is, where your skill is, where your difficulty is. To grow yourself, you must know yourself. You must know your strengths, what you are good at. Are you a people's person? Are you somebody who loves books? Are you somebody who can, read people's emotions? Are you the kind of person who would love to be communicating? Are you the kind of person who maybe loves to work with animals? Where are your strengths? Are you a math person, somebody who is good with figures? I've got people. For example, my grandmom. She's died now. She lived in Tema Newtown. She's died now. but she could tell you dates and things. Although she was never educated, she was really good with her figures. So she could tell, people's dates of birth and things, based on maybe events that happened 50 years ago. She can pinpoint 3 weeks after this particular event happened, this is when this child was born, or whatever. She was good at that kind of a thing. That was her strength. But more importantly, we should know where our weaknesses are, the kind of things that we don't do too well, the kind of things that people say, oh, maybe this area you've got to have a look at, or yourself that you don't really like this. Know what your interests are, and also know where the opportunities are. Because one of the slides that we did last week was that you are prepared, you are ready, you're looking out for the opportunity. And because you are ready and looking out for the opportunity, that is how you get lucky, because you're doing all those things together. Now, to reach your potential, you must know where you want to go and where you currently are. Otherwise, you are likely to get lost. So what we tend to do when, for example, I've got a one-to-one coaching with clients. So one of the things we'll do is we'll find out where you are currently. So what is going on in your life, maybe in your financial area, in your marriage, in your job. We'll find out where you are right now, and we'll find out where you want, your life, you want your life to look at like in a year's time, in 2, 3, 4, 5 years time, what you'd like your life to look at. And then we'll begin to map. Because this is how because certainly if you're building a house, and most of you will have an idea how to build a house, you get an architect, somebody to draw you a nice house. You've got the bare land and somebody draws a nice house. So from the bare land to that nice, beautiful house, you can imagine that, the house. And from that, people are able to then dig the foundation, lay the foundation, lay the structure, put on the walls, put the windows, do the coloring, do all the accessories. Because you've got flat land, you've got the house, you know what you are aiming for. It's one of the things that I feel that lots of people lack. And they lack because last week we were talking how people felt, the reason why people don't grow is that people don't know what to do, or people are simply not aware of what to do. People might feel they don't have the time, or the money, or feel it's too hard. But you need to find out what it is you really want out of life. And this is one of the areas that we can work on, in the area of what you really want to be, or where you want to go, because that's how you're going to be what really God wants you to be. So 3 types of people when it comes to purpose and direction. So when I'm talking about a self-awareness, I'm talking about your purpose, I'm talking about your direction, I'm talking about your God-given abilities, where God really wants you to be. And when it comes to that, there are 3 types of people. And I'm sure you'll know, when you think carefully, you will know where you put yourself in these 3 categories. And other people around you, you might begin to be able to be placing people in different places. So there's people who don't know what they would like to do. And these people tend to be confused and lack a sense of purpose, lack a sense of direction. So they're doing this one day, and then they've moved on to somewhere else another day, and they've moved on to somewhere, something else. Anything that comes, they're going. They just go through and through, blown by any kind of wind. Now, whilst I don't necessarily think that is bad, because for some people, they generally don't know what to do. But I do not want people to not do anything. So I'd rather you're doing something until you find out what it is you want to do. So you're doing something, you realize this is definitely not me. You go on and do something else. But if you, and this is all, you're all purposeful about this, that whilst I'm not really sure what I want to do, I'm happy to, learn something new. I'm happy to use my time faithfully, learn something, and see how that goes, or learn something in direction of your goal. So that's the first kind of people. Now there's a second, people who know what they would love to do, but don't do it. And this is most frustrating. And you will know people, I'm sure some of you, this might be ringing a bell for some of you, that I really know this is what I'm supposed to do. I really know that I'm supposed to be working with this person, or I really know I've got to be in this ministry, or I really know that, I've got that song in my heart that really God is telling me to, produce that music, or to play that instrument, or to do that business, or to start that hobby. You know it, but you're not doing it. And so long as you're not doing it, you know what to do, you're not doing it, you will be so frustrated doing other things. And then people who know what they would like to do and do it. And I'm hoping that you and me will be in that category. that we know we are clear about what it is we're supposed to be doing. No wishy-washy, no excuses that the time is not right, and that I'm waiting for my mom from the UK to send me money, or I'm waiting to get to the US, or I'm waiting till I'm 35, or I'm waiting to get married first, or I'm waiting to move to Accra, or whatever. Thousands of reasons why people don't do what they really ought to be doing. The way to start is to pay attention to your passion and to your purpose, to be self-aware, to begin to ask yourself the questions, to begin to ask other people what they think, is good about you. And at this point, I'd also like to say, because I know that what I'm saying will benefit all of you, and I've always encouraged that you bring some writing material, because I always love you to be able to take something away to be able to apply straight to your life. But I would also want to open out again another invitation for you, because I do a whole series of talks just like this, where we talk about passion, how to find your passion, how to work it out, how to assemble a team, and what to do. And that's a whole different course altogether from this. And I would be happy to be able to have a few of you on board. So at the end, it's open now to anybody who wants to do it. But this is just a quick and a brief overview. So the first step towards change is awareness. Awareness for yourself that there's something not quite right here, or I want something maybe different for your life. I want to be doing things slightly differently. And the second step is acceptance. Acceptance of the fact that maybe you are not there yet. You need to do a few things. You need to improve yourself. You need to learn a few things. And some of the questions that you need to ask yourself, if you're asking, what is my passion? What do I need to do? What is my God-given gift and my abilities? One of the questions you can, do you like what you're doing currently? Or what would you like to do if what you're doing now is not what you're not loving what you're doing, you don't understand, it's not taking you where you want to go? What is it that you really want to do? And can you do what it is that you would like to do? So I've given an example here how a friend of mine does, loved her needlework so much, her sewing so much, that she's really developed it, and she's got a big organization in Accra. Now, I love needlework. I do, but I do not have what it takes to do needlework. Yes. Now, do you know why you want to do what it is that you'd like to do? Now, this question is a question of why, and a question of purpose, and a question of calling, because you need to know why you're doing what you want to do. Because when things get difficult, and they will, if you're going to do things differently, and you're going to be going out of your comfort zone, and everybody's going east and you want to go west, or everybody's driving towards Tema, you want to drive towards Accra, you will, there will just be frictions. But at the end of the day, if you know why you are doing it, the difficulties that come in the way will not stop you. So it's very, very good to know why you want to do the kind of things you want to do. And do you know what you have to do so you can do what it is that you need to do? Is the how, the strategy. If you want, I want to start my own business. Do I really know what I need to do and how to do it? Okay. How to find your passion, and we're continuing. Do you know what you have to do so you can do what it is you want to do? And would you be willing to work with people who are doing the kind of things that you would like to do? So this is the time, I don't know how many young people there are here, or people who want to do things differently. But are you willing to spend the evening, I think we had a really good discussion last week, spend the weekend with people doing the kind of things that you want to do, or when you finish your work or finish college, go in the evenings to somewhere, people doing, I don't know, people, if you are the artist or you want to play an instrument, are you finding 1 or 2 evenings a week to be with people who are doing those kind of things? Are you willing to pay the price for what it is that you want to do? Now, when I say price, it's not just about money that you've got to pay for, I don't know, the course or the material, but I'm talking about your time, your commitment, your efforts, what you have to let go of to be able to achieve something else. And when can you start doing what it is that you want to do? what will it, and my last question, what will it be like when you get to do what it is that you really, really want to do? Because if you can imagine what it is you want to do, if you can paint a clear picture of where you want to be and the kind of things it is that you want to do, I tell you, your vision gets bigger, it gets clearer, it gets what we'll call more compelling. So for example, again, let's take the house analogy. You want to build a house and you've got the architect to draw you the plans and what it's going to look like and the colors and the windows and where the garden is going to be and everything. And every day you look at it, it's maybe up on your wall, and every day you look at it. I tell you, the vision gets clearer and clearer and clearer. That you begin to desire more and more and more, and you understand, you get pulled, and you really want to really want that house. So it's that same way. If you achieve your passion, if you achieve a goal, if you are where it's that God wants you to be, what will it be like for you? Because when you've got that clear in your mind, it helps. It helps. Now, at this point, I want you to think a bit about what I've got on the slide that I've got on there. And I'll just give you 30 seconds to read it and think about it. Is there anybody who wants to maybe share something, what they've learned, what they've got, they get from this? Anybody wants to share something about it? Unmute yourself. Okay, all right. Okay, so there are two great days in a person's life. The day you were born, we all know that our birthdays, and we celebrate it every year, year in and year out. And the day you discover why God put you on this earth. I'll suggest that is the next best thing that you can celebrate, next, second after your birthday. When you know clearly, without a doubt, that God has put me here on this earth to support the church financially with my finances. So I'm going to be that businessman or that entrepreneur. Or God has put me on earth because I love children. I want to see children do well. So you're going to start that nursery or start that school. Or even if that's, that vision is so big, that I'm going to start Saturday classes for the children in my house, or for the people in the neighborhood, or for the children in the church. Or I love children so much, I really would love a nursery. I'm going to start with 2 or 3 children in my house and see how it goes. When you find your purpose and when you find your calling and when you find your passion, I am telling you, you are so on fire, nothing stops you. And I'm praying that all of you, if you have not found your calling yet and your passion, that you do. Okay. And I'm always saying, the one thing that stops people from being what they could possibly be is the fact that people listen to all, because lots of the things I'm saying here might not necessarily be new for some of you, but we're here and people just do not take action. They just do not begin. You cannot win if you do not begin. The people who get ahead in the world are the ones who look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them or they create them. By John Maxwell. Now, I remember I've got a daughter. She doesn't play football now, but she used to play football when she was 10, 11, 12. Then she played actively for about 5 years. I don't like football, but because she plays football, I used to go, and every time we're standing by the lines, by the football line, the coaches will always say, when you get the opportunity, just hit the ball into the goal. Even if you don't think it's perfect, if you're not in the right position, if you think there's so, just give it a go, because in doing it, you might miss, but you might also, score some of the goals. Just take action, wherever it is, because we do know that if you've got an idea, the longer you sit on it and toss it around in your head and do this and do that, we do have a law called the law of diminishing intent. The longer you think about it, the more you postpone, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it the weekend, I'll do it next week, I'll do it in 6 months' time. I'll do it next year. And find gradually that zeal is gone, that passion is gone, the idea, that God-given idea is gone, and you'd have lost it. So whatever it is that you need to do, whether it is for you to go to college or to university or to night school, whatever it is you need to do, whatever you need to do, whether you needed to do the accounting course because you're on your job and you can see that really, I really do love accounts. If I did a little bit and I get a bit of qualification, I might get ahead. If that is what it is, then go ahead, find the time, find the money, or go and apprentice with somebody. If you haven't got the money, find ways in which you can get that dream to come to pass. Because one thing I also want to say, I don't know how many people are listening in from Ghana, for example, where jobs are, now even with COVID, it's even worse. Jobs are really, really very, very difficult to come by. If there's people on this platform or anybody who's looking for a job, I want to challenge all of you here to see whether you can create that circumstance rather than maybe waiting for somebody else to give you a job, whether you can do something for yourself and provide jobs for other people. Because we can, if we put our minds to it, change our circumstances and create our own circumstances and not leave it for somebody else to tell us what to do because we're looking for a job. Now, I have talked about goal setting in the past and trying to, steps that will help you go where you want to get to. We talk about accountability. One of the things that I love, is that if you've got goals, I've got it down here that make goals public. If you are not that brave, I encourage you to do, just find somebody else, somebody who you know, like, and trust, somebody who believes in you, and write your goals down and share it with that person. That this is what it is I want to do, and even empower the person to challenge you when you haven't done it. Now the second bit is, and I call it here attraction. As you develop yourself, as you work on yourself, as you do what it is you need to get to where you want to get to, you will suddenly find out that other people, other similar like-minded people will be attracted to you because you'll be talking differently, you'll be seeing things differently, you'll be looking for different opportunities. So like-minded people will come together. They will, like-minded people will just be attracted to you because you will find, because you might have ideas and people around you, your family and friends will not understand and might say, maybe you're wasting your time. Why would you want to do this? They won't understand. But as you continue to develop yourself, your giftings, your talents, your abilities, where it is you want to go, you will find like-minded people who come and surround you and help you on. But get committed above all things. If you set your mind on something to do, you set your mind to do something, be committed and get people, like I'm saying, get people around you, even if it means paying for maybe a mentor or a coach or somebody, even if it means doing that and you're in a position to do that, you do that so that person can help you move from where you are, give you ideas, challenge you, get you to think outside the box, get you to think laterally, give you ideas to move you on so that, something that could have may take you, 2-3 years to do, you can do it in a shorter time because somebody who's actually been there, done it, maybe made the mistakes, has ideas, will actually help catapult you and move you on quickly in the direction that you want to go. And be consistent. Meet regularly with like-minded people and people who can help you. Surround yourself, I cannot say this enough, with people who will encourage you, who will move you in the direction of your goals. If you are surrounded by people who are always talking negative, who never see anything good, people who always see the glass half empty. The glass is never half full, it's always half empty. And the government is terrible, and the economy is terrible, and my boss is terrible. And then they come home, they're complaining about the bosses. They go to work, they're complaining about, and people moan and complain and bitch. But these people, they just drain you. They just drain you of your zeal and your passion and your motivation. You know all these things. So I will challenge you to find people and meet regularly with people going in the direction that you want to go. Be purposeful. Be purposeful. So take every day and see how, what you can make out of every day. If you like, plan your weekly, what you're going to do throughout the week. You can plan it. I know some people who do that, and I do that too. Sunday evening, I plan my activity for the week. Sunday evening. So I look at my diary, and I know Wednesday evenings I've devoted to teaching. I've also got Thursday evening groups that I've devoted. Monday, Tuesday, I'm studying. I'm studying because I've got other courses that I do just to get myself better. So I try and plan my time a bit so that I don't just sit there and think, oh, I don't know what to do, or have, what else can I do, or something like that. But plan it. If you feel you've got to watch a bit of TV, I mentioned TV because I know TV takes a lot of people. People watch a lot of TV. And whilst I'm not anti-TV, I'm not anti-TV at all, but it's time, a lot of watching of the TV is time that you could be doing other things with. So I will encourage, if people are here, just see how much TV time you actually do and see how you can manage it. So maybe just watch the absolutely important things, and then find a bit more time for your own personal growth and development. Just sit down, take a book. I've suggested a book, take that and read. There's lots of stuff on YouTube. You can do that. Like I've said already, you find teachers, mentors, coaches, find books, tapes, webinars. There's a lot on YouTube that you can watch to improve yourself. And that will help you to be purposeful, to help you, to get you ready, so that when an opportunity comes, you already have some idea to be able to seize that opportunity. But if you're not ready, opportunities will come, you will not even see them. And when the opportunities come, you are not going to be the person they're going to call, because what are you doing? What is your purpose in life? What preparation have you done? Nothing. So be purposeful and be reflective. Spend time thinking over what you want to do, what you need to do, even if it means have a diary. Write down your reflection, write down your purpose, write down your mission, write down that song on your heart, write down that poem. Spend quality time doing these kind of things, because that's how you're going to develop those things. And I've got down that be grateful. Always be thankful for all the little things in life, because the more you are thankful, and these things, them, I encourage you to practice them. The more you are thankful for the little things in life, the more good things come your way. Believe you me, that is very true. Okay, so. But are you willing, like we've said, are you willing to pay the price to do what you want to do? Now, probably the most honest self-made man was heard saying, I got to the top the hard way, fighting my own laziness and ignorance every step of the way. One of the things that you'll see is usually the biggest battle we have. It's not with the people outside. It's not with your mom or your dad or your brothers and sisters or your boss or whatever. But your biggest enemy is yourself. And I'm sure most of you will agree, because I know it certainly happened to me, that the number of times I've made the resolution that I'm going to do this, that, and the other, or the promises I've made to myself that I never kept. The greatest enemy is ourselves. So I challenge you to have mastery, and to be able to have mastery over yourself, so that your commitment, you make your commitments, you stick with your commitments, because that's one of the ways in which you can fight your own laziness. When it's really cold, it's really, really cold, but you're determined that I'm going to be waking up this particular hour to do my Bible reading and to do my prayer, that you do it. Or it's really, really cold, I'm determined I'm going to get up and do that workout, that you get up and do that workout. Or, I'm really, really tired, but I need to finish that project. And you get up and you do it. This is how you're going to be different. This is how you're going to be significant. This is how you're going to be moving in the direction of your passion. So in order to achieve your goals, you'll have to work hard, make sacrifices, but you have to keep growing, keep changing. You have to keep growing, learning, and changing, because gone are the days when you finish. Most people said, oh, in the school now. Sorry, I don't know how many of you speak. In the school now, you won't get i.e., I finished my education, so I've got nothing to do with books. Okay, all right, thanks, whoever it is. So gone were the days when we could say, we're finished. with education. As you can see, things are changing so quickly all the time. There's no new laws coming in, there's new technology coming, new governments coming, things are changing all the time. So if you want to keep growing, you want to be good at what you do, if you want to, get to where you want to get to, the encouragement will be that you keep growing. And I'm not even asking that people go back to college or buy big books, but there's some simple things that people can do. And I've mentioned YouTube. YouTube is my number one. Everything I do, I am on YouTube. All the questions I have, YouTube. You want to keep fit, YouTube. You want to learn how to cook, YouTube. You want to learn to speak Spanish, YouTube. You want to learn how to make your clothes, YouTube. You want to learn how to do using Kuntu, do whatever it is, go to YouTube. A good place to learn, a good place to learn. And as you keep growing, as you keep learning, this is how you're going to become successful. You keep growing, you keep learning, you do something, you fail at it, you learn why you failed, and you try again, and you do it again, and you do it again. This is how you're going to, oh gosh, I didn't spell that well, but never mind. This is how you're going to get successful. That is the science behind success. Success is not magic. It is not luck. It is you doing it, trying, error, change, try again. It didn't work, you failed, you learn, and you try again. That is how you are going to get good at what it is you do. And when do you start your journey? I'm always of the mind that most of the accomplishments I've achieved in life, I began to attend before I was really ready. Again, this is John Maxwell. Because one of the reasons why people fail to develop, which is what we learned last week, is that they feel they don't have enough knowledge, or they don't know enough. And they don't know enough, and therefore don't really start. One of the things I've learned is that start something, get some feedback, see how it works, see how it didn't work, and improve on it. At least start. Because whilst you're waiting to be perfect, other things come in the way, and you lose the vision, and you lose the desire, and life just happens. And then you realize 2-3 years down the line, you haven't done what it is you want to do. So you start with what you've got and improve on it. But whatever it is, just start. Nobody ever gets ready by waiting. You get ready by starting. So start now. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever your self-improvement, whatever it is you want to do, don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next year. Don't wait till the children have left home or the children have started school or whatever. You start now. So you go ahead with Nike, I'll say, just do it. So, like I said, I do have a whole series on developing your passion, which I'll open out to all of you. If people who want to join me can send a message maybe to Pastor and can be sent to me, because I'm going to start one class next week or probably the week after for people who want to join me and putting your dream to the test. That's what we call that, just trying to work out what your passion is. So that is that for you. So what would you like? What would it be like to get to do what you really would like to do? Just to finish it up, you will have challenges on the way, but when you do what you've always wanted to do, and I think we've mentioned this, or what God called you to do, you will do and do it well. It will turn out better than you ever imagined. Because people are wondering what if you're afraid what's going to happen. But we know that if you are in God's perfect plan, you're doing what it is that you really want to do, what God is asking you to do, I'm telling you, it will turn out better than you thought. You will have challenges on the way, but it will turn out better than you thought, because you'll be doing something that you're passionate about. You help yourself, you help your family, you help your community, you're able to go to church and be more fruitful and useful in your church. So I want to encourage you to actively seek what you were put on earth to do, and then pursue it with all your effort. So remember, our motto is just do it. Whatever it is, you just do it. No excuses, just do it. Okay, I think that's the last slide. Okay. Yes, I think that's the last slide. So So yes, that is the last line. I'll stop the share, and I don't know if there's any questions or any additions or anything like that people want.
Anybody that have a question, feel free to ask, please.
Maybe you could share a bit, because this, I think, is something many struggle. I had to seriously learn it,
yes.
You know, and I'm now seeing the benefits of it. But I would like to know how you do it. It's the area of time management, really managing, yes. You know, yes. Having a calendar,
yes.
Put everything down. And I think, I don't know if it's our upbringing, or we feel, as long as there's a day, you know what, I can get into the day, you know, we flow through the day, you know. Yes. But there's power in really managing, as I think you mentioned, that you sit down and arrange, what do you want to see this week done, or yes. This day done, you know. And it's amazing. There's much more one can do, you know. Maybe you can share a bit more on that point.
Yeah, yes, certainly. We do talk about time management, but I think for us, we can never manage. I mean, 24 hours is 24 hours. There's nothing we can do about that. It will happen whether we like it or not. It's our management, self-management.
That's true.
More than time management. So, so what I mean, one of the ways in which you can manage your time is to, you know, to have priorities really in your life. See the things that, and certainly this is how I've done mine. I've got some priorities in life. And, you know, because we only have 24 hours in the day, and lots of things will be, you know, pulling on your day. So it will be up to you to determine the ones that are the most, maybe you might have, I don't know, this is again where your goals come in. You might have maybe 7, 8 or 9 goals, but you might decide for one this year, I might work on 3 of my goals. Mm-hmm. So then you prioritize. So every week, as I've got my diary here, when I finish talking to you, I'll write, you know, bits in it. On Sunday evenings, I sit down. So I've got in the morning, I've got some things that I do every morning, no matter what. As Christians, we have to wake up, read our Bible and pray. Mm-hmm. That comes. And then every morning I read at least half an hour before I get out of bed. That is how I do mine. And then I go to work. When I come back, I only have, today I've watched a bit more TV than normal because of the inauguration in the US. Usually, when I'm watching TV is when I'm eating. And I watch and then sit down, I plan at least another 2 hours in the evening. I've got to sit down and either do some studies or do things like this I'm doing with you those are my priorities, and I do them no matter what. So you have your priorities and set them now in the diary and do those, and then fit everything else around it. Yeah. So if you know, Wednesday evenings, you've got to go to, you know, you do your evening, it's down in your diary. Wednesday evenings, I do that. I don't do anything else. Anything else, do you understand, which we do. But the other times, we've got to set down, and we've got to decide, look at our time, look at what it is that is important to us, and do those first. I don't know how else I can put it, but we do what is important to us first. So when I haven't done, since I moved from London here, because before I used to always also used to work out regularly, no matter what. I haven't done it here because it's a lockdown. I've not been able to go out. Yeah. But I'm now, as I'm talking, I'm making excuses because I can actually do it at home. And when I come from work, I can do it. So me too, I have to fight my own laziness. Do you understand? Yeah. So, but you can prioritize those kind of things that are important to you. Prioritize those. Yeah. Put everything around your priority. What's important to you. That's how I can advise. I don't know whether anybody else can say how they prioritize, because I'm sure there's people who do that. But have a diary or something and plan your day. Maybe a week.
I have mine. That's yeah.
And plan your day. Saturday evening, Sunday evening. Plan your days and work. But make sure you do the things that are important to you, and then everything else around that.
I wanted to mention it, especially for the young people. It's now I know how to do it. It will be more better to know these things already when you are younger and you are planning. Somehow when we are young, we think, later one day. But it's good to start certain things very early, so they become part of
Yes.
one's being, you know, as you
Yes,
said,
yes.
getting up early for prayer, earlier, not just rushing out and going to work. You know, there's some things, they become then a habit, and then they are
Yes.
no more a struggle to us. You
It's
know, so
honestly,
yeah.
I wish I'd known all these things when I was younger.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I wish I'd known
That's
all
true.
well, not because young people might think, oh,
You see, a
I've
lot
got
of times
time.
as well, you see, and all these things comes up, some of us, especially in Ghana here, when somebody, you have an appointment with somebody for 2 o'clock, then be ready for the person to come at 4.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
see, and all these things, we shouldn't be giving excuses.
No.
We have to make
no
sure,
excuse,
if you know you have a meeting at 2 o'clock, you don't wait till 2 before you start your journey going to the place.
Yes.
You make sure you get there on time.
Yeah.
And anybody who is not going to be there at the time that you have the meeting with the person, you move on, let the person, because
Yes.
time is precious.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
we begin to value our time,
Yes.
then we shall be able to eliminate those who are wasting our time.
Very,
Yeah.
very
Once you eliminate people who are wasting your time, you will see your time more fruitful. I know I've
Yes.
not been writing down my diary lately, but it's something that is not too late. I can start now and plan ahead. I can see, I have with me Dennis and Kobe, my able assistants here, and wave, let them see you. Now, I want to sit down with you guys, that every Sunday we plan for the week, whatever we're going to do every day, so that we put things down and make sure we achieve them.
Yeah. And then you
We
reflect.
make sure we achieve them. We have to learn to be smart.
As Dr.
Smart,
Evelyn mentioned, you reflect what has been done,
specific,
what has not been done.
measurable, attainable, time, and then timely. We have to learn to have things like that. So that is the essence of this meeting, for us to be able to put these things into our lives. It doesn't matter. So like we said, some of those things, if I have known them and had somebody to sit down with me when I was younger, would have been better for me. But we all now have to
It's
take
not too late.
It's not too
not
late.
too late. Yeah.
We can start from now.
Another thing I wanted to,
but the young ones, when you start from now, you will benefit much more.
of course, yeah. Another thing I wanted to chip in, you were saying, when we know our passion or what we love to do, that we set a goal and then we find a way from where we are towards to where we want to be. Yeah. And it just rang in my mind that many of us, maybe our working situation, can you give an encouraging word to that? That yeah, even if we are not yet in the lane of our dream we want to do, but as we are working in different areas, even if I'm cleaning rooms, that I can still have that dream, you know, that dream, you know, I can still, if it is saving or educating myself as I'm doing this thing, that dream is still there. That we keep in mind, but we need to know the dream. That is the thing.
Yes, you need to know the dream. And like I'm saying, there's ways, you know, because I think this has been recorded. So some of the points, some of the questions I've asked, you ask yourself, and then ask people what they think you are good at. Find out what you think you are good at. Write down a few of those things. Do you understand? Begin to know, you know, begin to work on your self-awareness, begin to find out some of those things. Because I know we have to, I mean, I find myself, I work in the UK. I'm sitting somewhere, you know, in another place. I have to work. This is not this was not my plan at all this time last year. I was hoping that I would have been in Ghana now doing this, but teaching, you know, more formally, doing it, you know, properly. But because of COVID, this is where I am. But because I'm determined on doing it, I found a way to do it outside my work. So this is on top of, I've gone and done my patient work, hours and hours and hours, writing, you know, working with my patients, and come in the evening, do my studying. Because I want to be good at what I'm doing. Do you understand? So, so we all have to work because you have to earn a living.
Yeah.
All of us. But if you decide that this is what I want to do, but you have to work and you have to put in the extra time. This is why I'm saying that we have to cut down on our TV time, for example, or whatever it is we do, to be able to learn and skill up on the kind of things that we really, really want to do. So if you wanted, like I'm saying, you want to learn how to, you know that you need to play an instrument and you need to learn to do that. It will have to be on top of the work you do because you need to live.
That's
and you
true.
learn it on the side until you get good enough to be able to, get an income from doing it. So it all boils down to planning ahead, finding, working on our goals, where the purpose, where we want to go, and planning ahead, and cutting down on the things that are not necessary.
Yeah.
Really not necessary.
Yeah.
Because you only have 24 hours in a day. You have to sleep, you have to wake up, say your prayers, you need to be with the family, you need to do the cooking, you need to do all that. Something has to give. For me, it was my TV time. I had to, I had to just cut it. For me, I had to just cut the TV out completely.
Yeah.
For a long time, if I told you I hadn't watched TV until I got here to Gibraltar, I hadn't watched TV since about 2012. I don't turn TV on.
Wow.
If I'm watching TV, then it's because the girls say, "Oh, mom, let's watch a film or something," just to be social. But you don't see me put a TV on or whatever. I know mine is extreme, and I won't encourage anybody to do that. But let's watch our what do you call that thing that is watching, a telenovela or whatever it is, that film, that soap that is in Ghana. That now everybody's watching. What do you call that thing? Telenovela? Or what do you call it?
Soap opera.
They say what? Telenovela.
Telenovela, yeah.
You could say that, but normally they said
soap opera.
soap
Yeah.
opera, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing, yeah.
Yes, there are lots of a lot of the soap operas that people are watching in Ghana. And when you go to Ghana, there's so many people are watching TV. I'm watching all this Nigerian Nollywood and what of it.
Yeah.
That's what Satan dominate the world.
Becomes like an addiction because it goes on, it doesn't end. Yeah.
Yes. in London, I don't know whether they still show this like EastEnders.
Yes.
And some of those soap opera.
Yes.
And people are glued to it, and then they have their passion for it. It's like we the men, sometimes we also have passion for football.
Yeah.
Yes, and people watch a lot of football, and whilst maybe watching a bit of it is not too bad, but it's spending too much time on it.
Yeah.
You become addicted.
Yes, you come addicted. Meanwhile, you're complaining about your bills, but you can pay Sky. Do you understand? You can pay for Sky. You can buy packages, but you're complaining about bills. And for me, the issue that I hate the most is they are running around, keeping very fit and making all the money. Meanwhile, I'm sitting down, poor, broke. I'm paying the TV and they are rich.
It's a point.
Yes.
It's a point.
What you've got to ask yourself, by all means, watch some, but let's just balance it. Do other things as well. I mean, I'd rather I was the one playing the football and other people watching me and paying me all the big bucks. I want to be that person. I don't want to be paying them to have all the big money they do.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. I have a quick question.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
Go ahead.
you want to reach a goal, but you do not have the requirement. You do not have the money. You do not have the money that it takes to reach that goal. How do you then reach that goal?
So, like I'm saying, I do have a whole course on that as well, how to, find your passion, how to reach the goal. But Donna, in brief, for 99% of it, of projects and for people, money is it's not always money that is the problem. Not always. At times it is, but it's not always money, because people can be creative. People can find ways to do things. Find, other people who might be interested in what it is you're doing, or start very small, or begin to make that little saving, or sell some things that you might have that our house are stuffed full of gadgets and this and that and the other, and yesterday we don't have money. That, it's money locked up in the house somewhere that you can sell some stuff and start somewhere, start small. So usually, I do agree, occasionally it could be money, but for lots of people, money is not the issue. We just need to sit down, see what it is, find ways you can do it, find other people who are interested in that area, maybe go into a joint venture or something, I don't know, but we can always think creatively about starting something. We really can, yes. And if it's money and you need to, you need a year to save some money because maybe you need to take a second job, or like I'm saying, sell something, or I don't know, start baking birthday cakes and selling, like it was that example I was giving last week. Or you make clothes, you can do something to start selling to make, to be able to generate some income. That is what you might need to do.
Yeah. Or sometimes also to find people that can advise. I don't know about here in London, but I know in Austria they are even for those who want to start businesses, small businesses. They are support here and there. I mean, I don't know, but it could be that when you,
there is.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I can't really tell, but in the UK too there is.
I can imagine. Yeah.
You can go.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Many a times when we have to start something, I think the first thing, as you said, is to set a goal.
Yeah.
And write it down.
Yes. And
then find someone and commit to the person and ask the person to hold you accountable for your goal. Then you, even when the money is not there, I believe that somewhere, somehow, once there is a will, there will be a way out.
Yeah, yes. Yes, definitely.
Anybody, any question or any contribution, anything you want to say to add to it? Or somebody you feel that you are challenged by this, so you are going to put action into what you have learned today. The best way and the reason why we're doing this is for us to be able to have this understanding, have the teaching, and then put action to it. So that when we give ourselves some time, we will see that we are benefited out of these sessions.
Lady Evelyn, if I could send you give Pastor my email to give you, could you please send me please send me along these notes, please? Because sometimes I don't have the time to write it because,
send me your email onto my inbox, WhatsApp inbox, and I'll forward it to her.
Yeah, and you send it to me. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
And then the recording too will be there ready.
The recording, when we finish, and our able Moses will put it on, will give us the recording.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much for standing in and doing a good job recording everything for us and making it available right after we finish.
I was going to say because I think you sent me one email. If there's people here who still wants the recording for the very first one we did, because it wasn't recorded here. I'm going to be doing it again tomorrow and record it because I was supposed last week I forgot to record, so then I can send it out. So if you've got your email, send me your emails and then I'll do the recording and then send it.
But not just sending it to you, you promise to listen.
Yes.
Even today's recording, I would encourage everybody to listen to it 2-3 times apart from this one, so that you refresh yourself and learn something out of it.
I think that the secret in it, if the more we hear it,
yes.
If even without knowing, our mindset to start changing, organizing ourselves. So there's the more we hear it, we'll start seeing that we are doing things in different ways, more organized, more managed, setting goals. So I thank you, Dr. Evelyn, for doing this with us. Really, it's a blessing.
And let us learn to
be a blessing.
To be men and women of our own word. Let us learn to be men and women of our own word. You commit yourself to listen to it over again and then put action to it and do it.
Yeah.
Yes. Because surely some of you should be coming up and telling us what you're doing with what you're learning. Really,
That's true.
Be able to tell us this is what I learned and this is what I'm doing, or this is what I've done. Would be great to hear.
This is the 3rd time. I believe, Dr. Evelyn, next week you will be with us.
Yes.
Okay, so before, everybody would have to tell what they have learned out of these few weeks.
And what they've done, with
what they've done.
Yes.
So go ahead and write things down, put some points down, so that when it comes to you to talk, you have some things written down already, and then you talk from what you have.
Wow. It will be encouraging for one another. So
yeah, let's all challenge ourselves that after today we'll work towards something. You write down what you have learned, and if you've forgotten the past 2 weeks, go back to the message which is there on the platform, and then listen to it again, make your own little notes, and then commit yourself to it that you want to do something to change. It's a personal development and personal growth. It's the reason why I say personal, you are not doing it for anybody.
No.
You are doing it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that you would improve upon your life and change, so that next year by now you will realize that we had the sessions like this with Dr. Evelyn, and you learn something out of it, and then you put action to it, and it has changed your lifestyle.
Yes. That is my biggest prayer for all of you, my biggest desire, that this time next year, that you're transformed in some way, that you're moving in the direction that you really want to go, and that where God is getting you to go. Because there's no point in maybe talk, and people just come and listen and nod, and go back. Your life hasn't changed, and believe you me, my life has changed.
Wow.
When with doing this, because I wasn't always like this. One day I will tell you my story, which I've told some of you how. I've not always been a doctor. I've done other things, then went to medical school at a very late stage in life. So I've applied these principles. And my life has changed. My life has truly changed. And the fact that I can now see it clearly where I'm going, where I want to go. It's beautiful. People, when you find your passion, life is very nice. No matter all the difficulties that's going around, the challenges and things, when you're where God wants you to be, life is fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah,
I truly believe
the reason why I brought Dr. Evelyn into this is that knowing her personal story is that she's been a nurse for many years, and then she decided to go back to studies and go to medical school. And she went to medical school at a later age, and then became a medical doctor. Now working on the front line of this accident and emergency and all that in the medical field. And then she's into this John Maxwell personal development and training. I've been into personal development and training for many years, being in ministry as well. So I know what it is. So that when you hear her story, you will realize that, it's not too late for anybody, but one can change. You can develop and change and move on. So if you fail to do anything, you remain the same. But when you put action to it, after some time, you will realize that you have a new lifestyle, a new story for you also to tell and motivate others. So this is the reason why, and I'm glad she's saying it by herself, that she went to medical school late in life. And we thank God she's a medical doctor. She's my personal doctor. my good friend, yeah. Dr. Evelyn. So
wow.
Anyway, anybody got any question? Let's motivate ourselves. Let's encourage ourselves. The young ones especially. I want you guys to be asking questions.
Yes.
These days, when we talk to some of the young guys, what are you going to do? They don't know. And that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the case. When we're growing up, when we're young, we all had aspirations. Even during those days, there were a lot of challenges. Hoping against hope. Where even what you eat in a day was challenging, but yesterday you believe that you want to become somebody Listen, and everybody, we all had intention to travel abroad, go somewhere, and continue your education, have a better life. So, young ones especially, those of you that are growing up, by the grace of God, some of you, you don't have a problem like we had when we were younger. But what you need now is focus.
Yes.
Stop spending time on the television,
Yes.
watching television, and spend time on behind your books, behind the not just even behind the computer. Stop watching Netflix.
Yes.
People don't spend time behind the television. They spend time behind the laptop and the computers, watching Netflix and other games, playing games. But this is a time for you to spend time in developing yourself. Set up a target. Get somewhere. You will be the person that people will glue to their television watching you because you're making lots of money.
This is where we've got to be. We should not be watching other people.
No. Very true. It's very true.
And it's possible. It's attainable.
Yeah. Yes.
Some of you can become millionaires soon.
Yeah.
Based on this.
Yes. Yes.
You can become millionaires. There are opportunities out there waiting. Pray, ask God, what is there? What can you do? In the midst of challenges, opportunities come.
Yes.
I'm glad Dr. Evelyn mentioned about this lady, Afi, and that was her mate. And I happen to know her recently, and I know her story, that she has her business has boomed because of coronavirus.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And then I went to her place, her factory. She's building about, is it 3 or 4 story building factory?
Wow.
Yeah, she's booming.
Employing people between 50 and 100 people, all working for her.
Donna, did you want to say something? I thought
I want to say something. This lady pastor is talking about. I'd be very happy if he can bring her in, because what I have actually done since last year, I have started to learn to cut and sew for myself. So this is what I do in my extra time when I can. So I've already sewed 2 skirts. I sewed a dress. I sewed 2 tops, and right now I'm learning to sew a bra. And I got a lady to help me, to direct me in doing this. So if Pastor can bring this lady, that'd be also good. I mean, I have noticed that when I was working, I didn't see the lock in not being at work, and how lonely and how frustrating it can be. I only realized that when I have the child and I am at home, and my work has changed, because I thought I was in my glory when I was sitting on the desk and overseeing the whole thing as a manager. I thought, well, wow, this is I reached the mountain top. But when I'm at home with a child, I see that, oh my God, this world is not for me. It's just different, and it's another thing. So I have actually learned to live with it. But in that meantime, I have actually been able to do a teaching, the first step in teaching, and I have been able to, well, the pandemic has caused the PGCE not to go on, so I hope actually it could go on this September. So, and also I indulge myself also in what you call an accounting ATTA, which I'm almost finished. Again, the pandemic has stopped it a little bit. And I also do, sometimes I do my preaching to 4 people now. I had 1, then it had 2, and then it had 3. Now I have 4, and sometimes I do also a little mentoring with one who has a severe like drugs problem and stuff, you know. So I really see that things has changed for me a bit, and And the things that I try to do, we call it multitasking, multitasking in that little space of time that I have.
Yes.
It's amazing. And then,
Yes.
and as I actually was introduced to Pastor Marlon's church and group, I have actually realized my passion for this Lord is really good. And I realized that Pastor Marlon is a very good preacher. And every time he preaches, it's like it opens my inspiration, to drive me to more and more. And I'm just seeing right now myself in another way in which I want to direct myself. And sometimes I think I want to change, my entire career that I have actually fight for and learn for a long time, because in Austria you have to learn a different language, and then you have to climb to the mountain top, which I did, and it was really hard, but I did it. But then now I realized that this is really, I don't want that direction anymore. You get into the office and then you have to manage how many people and this, and then I think in another way, because of the child makes right now the decision to be changed, and everything I see it in a different way, and I can see myself, I'm multitasking in such a way. And I thank God for his grace, because I realized now, okay, I started to make in summer, I make jams with my husband, and I realized I got the hang of all these jams. And people, I gave it out. People do like my friends, and I realized they do like my jams. And they're asking me already for in summer when I'm making who want how much jars, and how much jars, this one want how much jars. So I realized that could be a little business for me. So I'm looking into all this kind of perspective, different perspective in
Nice
this way.
story.
I see that
Wow.
there is a passion. I see the grace of God, and I know that God works in mysterious ways, and I definitely could see his glory upon the life of me and upon the life of the church as well,
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
so
Amen.
the passion is important. Yeah.
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 So next week, Dr. Evelyn, I'll try and speak to Afi and see if she would join us.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
It's encouraging. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll tell her to come and to give her testimony to us, and
If it's
Amen.
possible.